Sorry about that. I was doing something weird. Hey, welcome to Meals with Melissa, where we give you great ideas in how to make a healthy lifestyle. Now, I don't know about you, but I really have a sweet tooth. And sometimes, I really just want something that helps me to, curb that just a little bit. Now, when you live a healthy lifestyle, you have to find adjustments to living, eating things that are not so healthy. So sometimes it's a really great idea to find something that kind of works in as a substitute. So now I'm not gonna lie, I've never been like full on a cheesecake person, but I do like something that, like I said, curbs my sweet tooth, gives me something extra and makes me feel like I'm getting something that is awesome, right? So today we're gonna do something, they called it a skinny cheesecake, call it whatever you want. I'm just gonna call it some sort of a pudding or a mousse that is really super simple because of course I don't do anything complicated. Not only that, it should be just a healthier version of something. Now that being said, I don't know that this is something that you should have all the time. If you've noticed that a lot of things that they tout as healthy tend to still not necessarily, just because they put a label on it that says healthy does not make it healthy. So today we're gonna use a couple of just really simple ingredients, but I do want to remind you that just because it says sugar-free and fat-free, in and of itself does not make it healthy. And here's what I mean by that. If you look at the ingredient list on here, you're gonna see that there's a lot of ingredients in this sugar-free, fat-free Jell-O pudding mix, right? And what I mean by that is, man, it's got some things in there that I don't necessarily deem as healthy, such as aspartame. There's also things like some different artificial colors, which of course, additives and preservatives, and your body doesn't particularly love those. So keep in mind that this is something that, just like everything else, should be done here and there just to kind of help curb your sweet tooth and give you something extra, right? This is a better dessert than, say, the entire actual cheesecake from Cheesecake Factory. Well, once in a while, that's a great thing. That's definitely not on my list of healthy things to do very often. Matter of fact, one of the interesting things that I've decided within the last year is, although I utilize Thanksgiving as something that, I kind of allow myself to eat more than I normally would, it's not a free-for-all because I don't like the way I feel afterward. So let's get started on this. Okay, super, super easy. Now, you can use any Greek yogurt that you want. I prefer Greek yogurt. It's higher in proteins. This is actually my favorite version, called Too Good. Now I know that you can't find this everywhere, but even Walmart has started to carry this. But what I like best about it is it's got less sugar than any other Greek yogurt out there. So if you can't find this, your best bet is actually like the Dannon Greek Light and Fit. It's only 80 calories and it has 7 or less grams of sugar. Now this one only has 2. That's why it's called Too Good yogurt, and the sweetener in it is stevia, which is my preference for anything that you're going to use because it does not raise blood sugar. That and monk fruit are about the only options these days. I don't even like the sugar alcohols because I don't like what it makes my gut feel like. So the original recipe calls for a cup. I'm just actually going to use 1 container. It's 5.3 ounces, so obviously not quite a cup. And I'm going to throw this in my bowl. Okay. Again, super simple, and I'll show you what it looks like. And the consistency is actually perfect. Now, today I'm actually going to use a little PB2 as well because I want to flavor it with a little bit of peanut butter, but it is absolutely your choice as to what you are using. You also want to make sure that this fits your macros for the day. So whatever that is for you is going to be different than what it is for me. So keep that in mind. So to one of those containers of the Too Good yogurt, I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of a fat-free, sugar-free cheesecake flavor Jell-O pudding, okay? Instant pudding. Again, I'm only gonna use 1 tablespoon. Although it's a great option, I still don't love the fact that it has some stuff in it that's not really particularly good for you. But again, it all comes in the balance of things. So we're gonna use it anyway. So I'm gonna use a tablespoon of that. I'm also going to use a tablespoon of PB2, which actually you can find in most grocery stores these days. If not, you can find it online very, very easy. And I like the fact that it's still, it lasts for stinking ever because, of course, there's not much to it. It's dried, okay? So I'm going to add a little bit of that just to the flavor. Now, to that, the original recipe calls for a 4th cup of almond milk. I'm actually going to use a little bit less than that because I'm not using the full cup of yogurt. So I'm going to do just over 2 tablespoons, which is actually 2 tablespoons equals 1/8 cup. That's what I'm going to use of almond milk. Now, at my house, we get the unsweetened vanilla flavored. And again, just like anything else, anytime it's processed, it's going to have some things in it that aren't particularly fabulous for you. But again, it's still better than the alternative. Milk is not a required sustenance. It is what it is. But most of us, as a matter of fact, about 75% of us as adults are lactose intolerant because we don't produce the enzyme that deals with that. All right, so all I'm gonna do is mix that up. That's all that's involved in this particular super easy recipe, right? I'm just gonna mix it up and I'm gonna serve it. Now you could add some fruit, you could add some nuts. If you are a chocolate person, you could also add some unsweetened cocoa powder, or I use something called cocamine, which is very, very similar, but it actually contains polyphenols as well. It just is a little more pricey. So I'm gonna mix this up. It's gonna be noisy for a second. I just want it to mix really, really good so I get all the flavor through the whole thing. That's it. And of course, you know, the ingredients within the pudding are gonna thicken that up really fast, really easy. Now, of course, if you are on more of a keto style meal plan, you can also use heavy whipping cream instead of the almond milk. Again, that is totally up to you. I smell the peanut butter. Not gonna lie, love the smell. All right, that's it. That's all I needed to do to that. Now, the one that I posted yesterday with what we were gonna do today was what I made yesterday. Sometimes I can find a picture, sometimes I can't. Actually, I'll just use my spoon that I've already used and a cute little glass cup. And that's it. That's all there is to this recipe. So again, I like easy because I just don't do complicated. I think a lot of times we all think, well, it's gotta be some sort of an incredible recipe that does all these things. Not particularly. I like simple and easy. Most of my general nutrition plans are based on super simplistic, easy batch cooking options because that's the way it's gotta go. Even now, I am ridiculously busy. For any of us moms that have multiple things going on right now, especially now that we're going to be homeschooling our children at the beginning of this year, we gotta be able to make stuff that's healthy, easy, and that people will eat. So it's a great option. So have an incredible day, you guys. If you have a recipe or an idea that you would love to share, please do so. We all love it. You know, the best part of what I do is being able to educate people for free because of course there's so much misinformation out there and it's kind of ridiculous. You kind of have to do your own educating of yourself to make sure that you know what's real. So have an incredible weekend, you guys. And that is Meals with Melissa. Have some great skinny cheesecake, guys. Have a great day.